Hey, all right. Good evening. I got to get this verse out, and I know he wants me to put it out, so I'm going to put it out there. And because I know tomorrow he wants me to go over those verses I've been wanting to really, eager to put out, but, maybe there's more I need to look at. And there was a little bit today, so maybe that was it. Maybe that's why there's something I had to see. But anyways, this is a beautiful revelation here. He's pouring out his spirit, the revealing of the truth, right, through his Holy Spirit. It's amazing. I just so blessed that he'll use me, and believe me, I am flawed. But anyways, here we go. So this is John 18 verse 36. John 18 verse 36, and man, this is good. All right, so here we go. First, I'll read it the way it's in most of our Bibles, and then I'll take every single word we can here back to its origin. And I wish everybody would do it on their own so they can see it for themselves. You need to see these things for yourself. Okay, so here we go. John 18, verse 36. Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence." But now is my kingdom not from hence. That sounds a little weird, but we all know things are getting a little screwy. But anyways, here we go. Now this is beautiful. This is revelation for sure, no doubt about it. Okay, John 18:36. Jesus, the Son of God, captain of the Israelites. He's the captain of the Israelites. And when you're born again of the Spirit of God, now you are a true Israelite. And until then, you're considered a Gentile. But when you're born again, you're an Israelite, a prince of God. Israel, princes of God. You're a true prince of God. You're a true Israelite when you're born again. So Jesus, the Son of God, captain of the Israelites, began to speak of a separation from a place, of a part from a whole, by which the union and fellowship of the two is destroyed. A separation of the physical and temporal by the origin of a cause of place and time. This is the place and time, the cause of a place and time. Okay, by a departure of my own realm. So there's been a departure from his own realm into place and time. This is what it's saying. This is great. All right, so by a departure of my own realm, of a foundation, a sovereign, right? A sovereign base. So it's his sovereign base to exist and remain is his realm, right? It's a sovereign base. And he wanted me to define the word sovereign. And that means, and this is some revelation right here, because what he led me to, okay, it's sovereign is a supreme ruler, ultimate in power, right? And then it said, see pontiff, right? It said to see pontiff. And that means to make, or to see and make. And then from pontiff, it said see make, which I thought was really weird. It said see make. So I went to pontiff after sovereign. I went to pontiff, and then at pontiff it said go to make. So sovereign. So there was a departure of his realm, a sovereign, and it means supreme ruler and ultimate power is his realm, right? To make or create. So there was a separation from his realm to make or create something. So part of a whole broke off into place and time to make and create. It's Genesis 1 right there. Okay, now the sovereign base to exist and remain, which God forbid. So a part of a whole broke off from the realm of God, right? Part from a whole broke off, departed the sovereign to make or create a base of their own to remain and exist, which God forbid. And God forbid the heavenly to depart out from this place, from the place of origin, concerning him. These same men and women strayed from the path in all their inflections, right? Strayed from the path themselves through the idea of the baffling wind, which is Satan. Together, it together of the stars, the heavenly host. So who departed? The stars, the heavenly host, the Elohim. Just like it says in Psalms 82:6, I have said you are all gods. And that word for God is Elohim, the same word used all through Genesis 1. Okay, understand this. This is the revelation right here. This is the truth. People need to understand it, because he wouldn't be repeating it over and over in every single book, in every single chapter, all throughout his word. He wants us to understand this. Number one, who he is. He's our loving Father and Creator, the supreme, the sovereign authority, a creator and ruler of everything. And then he's telling us who we are, and we really need to know this because he's prepping us to be ready for when that mark of the beast comes. Okay, so depart from out of the place of origin concerning him. Okay, these same men and women strayed from the path in all their inflections themselves through the idea of the baffling wind together of the stars, the heavenly hosts, the inhabitants of the earth. So here we go. They are to get these, the departure did the stars of heaven, the heavenly hosts, which are now the inhabitants of the earth in place and time. The ungodly multitude alienated from God, therefore hostile to the cause of Christ. The aggregate, and we know those are small little stones put together, right? Aggregate, and he wanted me to define it though, to form a group into a class or a species. So up here it said to make. They wanted to make and create. And down here it says a group into a class or a species. A species, just like JK said in Exodus when he's giving out the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not have any other God before me or create any images of heaven above, or likeness, which means species, likeness. So they created a species here. And then it says, here's part of the definition too for aggregate. A flock, herded together, a flock that's herded together, the sheep that have went astray, all the sheep who have went astray. And he refers to himself, Christ is the good shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the ones that are lost, the one that are lost, us here, that have departed from our place of origin. Man, it can't get any clearer. This is true revelation right here. Can't get any clearer. Okay, so here we go. So together, hostile to the cause of Christ. The aggregate, right? A flock, a group, a new species, a flock herded together. Mankind. That's mankind right here. Of earthly things. Of earthly things. That's us. Of earthly things. Frail and fleeting. Temporary. Mortal. Frail. Fleeting. Temporary. Right here. We were in an eternal place, and we came to a temporary, frail and fleeting place. Okay. Stirred by desire. Seduced from God. And they are an obstacle to the cause of Christ. Gentiles, they are Gentiles. So when we're separated from God, we are Gentiles. There it is, Gentiles. And it's a family or race of the same clan. And then it says the stars of heaven. Gentiles, the stars of heaven that are fallen. That's what it is, stars of heaven. Now adorning the world, carried away conditionally of my own royal power. So we're carried away conditionally of his own royal power. He allowed this to happen. And it says, carried away conditionally of my own royal power, which is conferred on believers properly to reign through the foundation of power, right? Christ, God, through his Holy Spirit, their sovereign king, to have charge of and to be present, marking their origin from the heavenly through my finished work, through his finished work, his completion, by being completed through the gift of his Holy Spirit. What he completed through his finished work on the cross, what he did on the cross, released his Holy Spirit in this world, and he showed us everything. He showed us everything right there by what he did on the cross. Okay. Completion of this person, so his finished work, completion of this person, thus these same men and women in all their straying from the path and all their inflections, they adorn the world to care for and provide for, to preserve and bring back, like he said, we're the friend of the groomsmen, like the other verse I went over, and we asked the hand of the bride, we're producing fruit, right? And various other tasks that he asks us to do. So there we go. So in all our inflections, we're still imperfect, but we adorn this world to take care of, and that's why when you're born again, this is just a natural thing from the Spirit of God. You want to care for people, you want to bless people, you want to provide, preserve, to bring back and obtain the promised blessings, which was previously their own, which was previously our own when we were there. It doesn't get any clearer than that. It's people. I wish people would wake up. To recover and receive whosoever of their own free will that are of my own, of his own, attendants and magistrates, goes right back to H430, Elohim, judges, magistrates, God's with a small g, part of the supreme God. So they're of my own, attendants and magistrates, who aid in the preaching of the gospel of a place beneath, especially in an inferior position now, because we're in an inferior position now, okay, to contend with the adversary. So we're contending with the adversary through the spreading of his gospel, being used by his Holy Spirit, standing up in the midst of men, here to be used, to accomplish my will, to lead my sheep, to let go of forces and influences on their mind, to celebrate a feast. Let go of this world. We have to be separated from the things of this world and the influences and forces that are on our mind, all the cares and worries and things of this world that keep the truth of his word, the revealing the revelation of his word out of our mind. People, we've been taught wrong by men. We've been led astray. We're not being taught correctly what this world is and who we are. And it not intentionally by Satan, the Elohim have conceded, which is all the men that are here now, and it's also angels that are still in heaven, and God is El. Understand that. I and my Father are one, and that's what's repeated so many times in the Bible. So anyways, understand this. To accomplish my will, to lead my sheep, to let go of forces and influences on their mind, to celebrate a feast, the wedding supper of the Lamb, to go home, to return to, okay? That in order through a demonstrative idea, which is what he did for us, he demonstrated us by his death, burial, and resurrection on the cross. There's no greater love that a man lay his life down for another. He demonstrated what needs to occur with this flesh must be crucified, okay? The purpose, through a demonstrative idea, the purpose and result of themselves, these things to deliver verbally, to allow the fruit to ripen. So we're to deliver the gospel verbally, the truth through the gift of his Holy Spirit, the revelation of Jesus Christ being poured out through born-again believers, right? So and it's for the fruit to be ripened. Do it verbally, to speak out among men, to stand up erect through the gift of his Holy Spirit, to deliver the gospel, to allow the fruit to ripen, to give itself up and surrender and bring forth from the beyond, belonging to the Jewish nation, but moreover at this present time they are to endure for a while and must remain. The Jewish nation, apparently. But see, what's going on here is a judgment on all mankind. And he's moved from dealing specifically, I mean, he's still dealing with the Jewish nation, right? But he's moved to the Gentiles now. And we're becoming the children of God, the true Israelites. But this is for a judgment, so they'll see all these things occurring. And the Gentiles are spreading the word, standing up in the midst of men by the gift of the Holy Spirit, to ripen the fruit in Israel, right? And the entire world. But in Israel too, they'll see this, they'll understand, because we're talking about the rapture. We're talking about all these things that are coming to pass, and we can clearly see them coming to pass right now. And a lot of people are going to catch on to that, Jews and Gentiles that are left here, So, but it says, but moreover at this present time they are to endure for a while and must remain. So he's going to deal with them later. Time of Jacob's trouble, the tribulation. That's Jacob's name was turned to Israel. So that's the time of Jacob's trouble. So, and he's going to preserve 144,000 of them right through there. And they're going to lead many to Christ for sure. So, okay, I have been, to endure for a while and must remain. I have been Lord of the land from the foundation of a sovereign king. So he's saying, I have been Lord of the land from the foundation of a sovereign king, expecting an affirmative answer from this place. From this place. And that's on both sides. He says, on both sides, concerning a far more exceeding purpose, to set at one again. To be set at one again. All of us, to be set at one again with him. Through the gift of his Holy Spirit, by faith, his grace, saved by faith through grace, right? Or saved by grace through faith. Yeah, but faith without works is dead, like I went over in that verse earlier today. I mean, you can show people your faith by your works, but can you, can you show them your works by faith? I don't know. But anyways, they go together. It goes together. If you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk, right? Basically, let's put it in our terms so we can understand that. I understand. Kind of a rough guy, right? A little rough, maybe around the edges, you know. But so there it is. If you talk the talk, man, you got to walk the walk. Unfortunately, you know, we do fail, we do fall, and I fall a lot. Look, man, I mean, like last weekend, you know, I just lost my discipline big time, and you get so hard. And almost today at work too, there's people that are just so blind, and they get violent. They try to start to get loud and stuff. Like it's like, you know, and as a man, you know, you don't want another person getting loud with you and stuff, you know. They keep it cool, It's hard to keep it cool sometimes, you know, especially if you have the power and ability. Like Christ could have called legions of angels down to just wipe out all of humanity or everybody that was against him. And, you know, I mean, he could have done so much. And, man, that's why he's God and we're not. That's for sure. Right? Wow. But, you know, thank God he keeps reminding us, look, I know you're weak. I know you're in this physical flesh, and you're going to have trials, tribulations, and things are going to be hard, and you're going to screw up. But I'm still I'm supplying you with the definite article. I'm marking you and sealing you as my own. As long as you submit to me and, you know, you understand who I am by his calling us first and us turning back to our Father, our loving Father in heaven, and willing to be used in this world. You know, there's no greater thing, I wouldn't think, than being used by God. And, you know, maybe these videos, I know there's not many subscribers are out there, and it's all good, man. I'm making them, but hopefully, like, this channel stay, because it's kind of covert in a way. I mean, I don't have some fancy name or anything like that, and maybe it'll go throughout maybe it'll make it for a while during the tribulation. Maybe it won't be picked apart and censored and taken off, removed, or whatever. Maybe people will start to wake up. Maybe they'll see it. Maybe they'll catch it. Start to understand who they are, why they're here, what their bodies are, what this world is, because he wants us to understand, man. And if you don't understand that, most likely you're going to fail when it comes time to take that mark of the beast. You're going to try to save your flesh, your body, because you don't understand, because we've been led astray by our spiritual leaders of the day, but not intentionally, not that they're bad. They opened that door, they invited you in, they showed Christ, his love, care, and they're doing a good job, but they really, I mean, man, they really need to start. I don't understand. I don't understand it, because he's pouring it out, and there's hundreds of thousands, literally, of people who understand this, literally, and so many still reject it vehemently. They'll get mean too, and it's mainly our Christian brothers and sisters but yet it's right there in front of their face. I don't get it. But anyways, all right, so I want to get this out, because I know for a fact tomorrow he wants me to go over that other stuff. So, all right, God bless you. Love, respect to everybody. Keep fighting that fight, man. We're wrapping it up. That we're getting close. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting this out tonight and going over to other tomorrow. And you'll know when I go over it tomorrow. You know, not me, but you know what he's telling me to do, and I'm gonna obey. It's the way it works, man. All right, have a good night. Bye.